IVM.
$100. That's all it takes to begin your journey with Bitcoin and Ethereum. No, really. With CoinSwitch, you can start investing in over 100 cryptocurrencies with just 100 rupees. On top of that, there are zero charges for deposits and withdrawals, so you can trade, buy, sell, however and whenever you want. All of this, plus their extremely intuitive interface, makes CoinSwitch the perfect app for beginners in the crypto space. But don't take my word for it. Just download CoinSwitch for free and try it out for yourself. If you'd like more information on cryptocurrencies, tune into a show about crypto with me, Rohan Joshi, my new adventure on IVM podcasts. CoinSwitch, kuch to badlega.
Here's your smart fact of the day.
Did you know what the majority of TikTok content is? I'm sure you have an idea, but as of July 2020, the most popular content categories on this video sharing social app have over 1 billion views, and the most viewed content category was entertainment content, having accumulated 535 billion hashtag views collectively. And you know that the average time on TikTok per day is 52 minutes worldwide. This is average, people, average. Welcome to Smarter with Sid. And today, what we are going to look at is a different question. How can we get people who are so hooked on to mindless entertainment to look at maybe something serious like humanitarian causes? Let's try to figure that one out. In fact, this question was inspired by a comment from Himanshu Bhansali, who wrote to me and said, "Sir, I am a humanitarian and I have a channel where I create awareness about women empowerment, quality education, wastage of food in marriage, etc. by taking practical life examples, not facts, not data, but more of an emotional mind mapping to make them more aware of humanity." But most of them see content as more appealing to them when they see entertainment, funny videos or something of their niche which is more engaging to them. So his question to me was, in today's world, how can someone put their content on certain platforms and convert their words into actions as a humanitarian? So first of all, Himanshu, thank you for this thought-provoking question, because it has led to this episode. So now you're forced to listen to this, or anybody else is forced to listen to this. But I genuinely think it's a very good question. It's something that requires a deeper thought-through answer for, somebody trying to promote better causes for humanity, right? How do you do that when the whole world is interested in TikTok videos or Instagram reels, or, you take your pick? Firstly, what I'd like to say is, even though it may be meaningless and mindless and all of that, no, sorry, scratch that. It may be mindless, but it's not meaningless. Let me explain. I think that entertainment allows people to just switch off from their daily drudgery, their difficult lives, and gives them the ability to actually do something which just helps them switch off and take a breath, take a refresher. And so I'm not against mindless entertainment at all. How to change people's minds when they are consuming mindless entertainment into something which may be so-called, in quotes, worthwhile, is the question that is begging an answer today. So let's try to figure this. If I have to figure this, I have to take a couple of steps back and maybe ask somebody who's trying to go down this path and communicate, worthy causes to the rest of humanity. Who exactly are we communicating to? Are we communicating to those people who are already interested in those causes, or are we interested in talking to people who should be interested in those causes but are not doing so because they have too much going on in their lives and maybe they're not interested in doing something like this? So that's the first question that we have to figure out. Now, when we suddenly stop making an enemy out of mindless entertainment and we suddenly stop expecting people who are indulging in mindless entertainment, like all of us, to be honest, at some point of time in our lives, we then hit upon the question in a very different way. What we have to look at is, who are those people who can be reached out to? Where are they? and what kind of content are they consuming, and can I convert them towards certain causes that are dear to me? Now suddenly this becomes a very honest type of inquiry, and when you go into this honest type of inquiry, some surprising answers start getting opened up and waiting to be discovered. Then we suddenly realize that perhaps we need to go where these people are rather than expecting them to come to our page because our page is noble and our page is worthy. If maybe Himanshu and anybody else trying to answer that question, we are able to identify, let's say, 100 different communities that already exist on these social media platforms for various causes and reach out to those people already waiting to effect an important change for themselves and for the rest of humanity, you might find better purchase. So instead of trying to get people and make them change their minds and get them to go against the grain to come down to your page, maybe you can go where they are. If Muhammad doesn't come to the mountain must go to Muhammad. Maybe we should reverse that saying, isn't it? And when you're there, how do we engage, right? Obviously, if you say, hey, I am somebody who's trying to support millions of causes, people may not be particularly interested unless and until they're interested in, savior porn is what I would call them. Savior porn is something which is like, oh, I want to save the world and I'm going to promote each and every cause. Maybe you don't want those kind of people. Maybe you want those people who are actually more emotionally invested or connected to a specific cause and talk to them about specific things which matter to them and make things meaningful for them. That then becomes a highly targeted and much more efficient way of actually reaching out to such people. However, the big however is that it means that you cannot promote all causes equally. It actually means maybe you need to look at the 2 or 3 causes that need your highest attention first, your biggest effort first, and focus on those communities rather than, too many more. If you can focus on maybe 1, 2, or maximum of 3 of such causes and their communities, you will be able to kind of learn up more, kind of actually make arguments which are more specific to that cause, maybe give guidance, maybe give help, maybe give inspiration, whatever it may be, to those people who are already there for those causes and be able to communicate in the right fashion. So after a streamlining of effort towards the most worthy causes, towards the most effective communities and the rest of it, is there anything else that needs to be done? Yes. The final piece of this puzzle can be actually looked at when we say to ourselves that not everybody in that community is of equal importance to us for communication. Maybe we need to communicate to those people who can be worthy brand ambassadors of that cause and engage in an even more meaningful dialogue with them. Find out how you can help them locally, find out how you can help them on the internet, find out how we can help them promote their cause rather than create a cause for them and expect them to follow us. Maybe do the following thing rather than trying to change people's minds. That is a very different way of approaching this, because then these brand ambassadors are going to reach out to their communities in a much more effective way than what you would be able to. And then you would also be able to identify and make your offering, whether it's on Instagram or on LinkedIn or wherever it may be, much more effective because you are now much more purposeful. Your name will be different, your way of doing things will be different, your approach towards your content will be different. In fact, almost every aspect of your game will be different from what it is right now. You will move from being a generic humanitarian interested in getting the world to look at humanity differently towards somebody who will be coming across as more involved, more skin in the game, more relevant to these people, these communities, and these brand ambassadors. Now, I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but perhaps it could be, because a lot of brands are trying to have purpose-driven communication wherein they identify a cause and they identify a movement and the rest of it. And maybe what we can do is, after getting that connect with that community and those brand ambassadors for those specific causes, we could interest brands to sponsor those purposes, because that perhaps is the best possible help that we can give at any given point in time. The best way of promoting, any humanitarian movement, cause, or interest is by recognizing and making the focus much sharper in a very specific way. Well, I hope this answers your question. At least that's my answer, Himanshu, and anybody else interested in something like this. And I do hope that it perhaps can, make all of us 1% smarter, even when we know what we are doing is for a good cause. Nobody's going to give us a break because what we are doing is for a good cause. People are only going to give us a break if we are effective in the way in which we are going about things. And on that note, I'd like to say that I'm hoping that we are all 1% smarter in any case with Smarter with Sid, because that's the attempt. And if you like content like this, go to ivmpodcast.com. They've got some amazing stuff. And if you like what I'm saying over here, please follow me on Instagram or on LinkedIn, where I'm known as the Traveling Professor. See you next week.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by filmmaker and screenwriter Leena Yadav. She is the creator behind the acclaimed true crime Netflix series, House of Secrets, The Burari Deaths. It's a great episode, do check it out. On The Habit Coach, Ashton is joined by Lakshmi Tasaka, co-founder of Slay Coffee. They share a pretty interesting theory about coffee and share 4 ways to inculcate the coffee habit into your lives. We have Siddesh Gautam with us on Audio Gyan. Kedar talks to Siddesh about his aesthetics and the kinds of colors he uses in his artworks. On Naan Curry, Sadaf and Archit explore the world of besan, which can be cooked in both sweet and savory forms. And the Legend of the Month episode on the Fighting Goat is back. Arjun and Somesh talk about UFC's longest reigning champion, Anderson Silva. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. And finally, do remember that many of our shows are available on YouTube. You can check that out by going to our website, ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, where we have a list of all of our various YouTube channels. Finally, we'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week: Cred, Bank of Baroda, HDFC Mutual Fund, CoinSwitch, Kuber, Intel, and Oxfam India. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Eventually, you'll see the end of your childhood.
Get accustomed to womanhood.
Enjoy the experience of sisterhood.
Might get to wifehood.
Or not. Choose motherhood.
Or not. You'll learn to define your personhood.
Earn a livelihood.
Change the neighborhood.
And get rid of the falsehood that life post-academia is easy.
So join me, Natasha.
And me, Ayushi.
On a journey from station starting point.
To station, what now?
Next station, Pudin station. And hopefully, Agla station, adulthood.
Fresh episodes out every Thursday.